smoke and mirrors, or as I like to call it, CO2 fire extinguishers, and a really large photograph. Let me explain. As the actors of Southern Broadway rehearsed their summer production of The Depot, two remarkable people behind the curtain, Sam Goodman, a young and awesome set designer, and producer Susan Gilmore began the daunting task of building the set for The Depot. Now, early on, it was obvious the set was simply too beautiful to ignore or gloss over the required special effects. So then came the idea. Actually, it was more of a stage special effects challenge. How can you make an early 1900s steam locomotive appear on stage? It was the elephant in the room. I mean, you can't have a gorgeous set of a train depot where most of the action of the play takes place and not address the need for a train. The script called for at least 2 train arrivals and 1 departure. Sorry, but a sound effect and a vivid imagination just wouldn't do. There was this idea for an elaborate special effect. Okay, it was my idea, at first, but as with all good things, it became a collaborative effort of several key people. Using a cheesy miniature cardboard mock-up of the depot, I attempted to relay how the effect could be pulled off on stage. I sent off the video to the director and the producer. After a week or so, I'd still heard nothing about the train, and actually I was quite relieved. Less stuff on my plate. As it turns out, they were just busy at the time, because once I thought it was a dead idea, Lydia Dillingham and Susan Gilmore whipped out a checkbook and suggested we get started. In theory, or should I say, on video, it seemed like a good idea. On paper, it even seemed plausible. But in practice, it was a pain in the neck, and I'm absolutely certain that were it not for the patience and the energy of Susan, the carpentry wisdom of Sam and Danny Goodman, and the assistance of Matthew Timberlake and Sherry Fox, this illusion would never have happened. Here's what we did. A friend of mine, Ken Smith, owns an incredible commercial printer, and so, printing in strips about 4 foot wide, we had Ken print out on a huge roll of photo paper the train car, 8 feet high, 28 feet long. In all actuality, that's about 75% the size of an actual car. It's all mounted on 1-inch foam board. Several portions of the windows were cut out with an X-Acto knife to provide a 3-dimensional perspective. I can tell you this, the original photo looked very little like the finished product, thanks to the master Photoshop skills of Susan. The original train in the photo was a different color, and the perspective was off on one end of the image. Somehow, Susan went to work and came up with the brown, wooden-looking car that you see on stage. It was absolutely amazing what she did.
Well, hello, Mr. Pitman. It's be here when I saw you riding outside, but I didn't expect you to be. Say, did you get my letter? Oh, yes, I did. And I thank you so much for keeping me.
I'm honored to have been part of such a fantastic production. And in case you missed it, here's what all that teamwork looked like on stage.